So, welcome. This is Turn Your Stress into Happiness Wednesdays. My name is Denise Eckert, and today I'm going to go through what is living in overwhelm costing you. So, now living in overwhelm can affect you emotionally, physically, and can change your behaviors as well. Emotionally, you can feel confused. Sometimes you just feel dull, zombie woman, spinning out, exhausted, empty. You're on your last straw or on your last nerve, or you're bloody tired because you can't get to sleep because you can't stop thinking of your to do list. It can cause you to be unproductive. Some of us procrastinate. I do sometimes. Low motivation because there's just too much to do and you don't know where to start. And what you're doing is you're living in fight mode. Your stress is high, your cortisol is high, and we're basically spinning. So, what does living in overwhelm cost us? Well, I find the biggest thing it costs us is our relationships because we become short fused, irritable, unapproachable. And for instance, when someone asks us nicely what we'd like for dinner, and we just cannot deal with another question or another decision, we bite that person's head off. The poor person who's trying to be nice to us, we're not so nice back. It also affects our businesses, our finances, because we cannot effectively or clearly make decisions. We're unclear, and our decision is made in overwhelm, and our decisions tend to be rushed. Our brain is working at lightning speed and making decisions on fear. So at the end of the day or the end of the week, we realize that we really didn't accomplish what we needed because we had too much to do. So we sometimes go into a feeling of being defeated, broken, inefficient, and it's just not a nice feeling. So how do we battle overwhelm? Well, with my clients, I go into clarity. So becoming clear of what's important to you, what brings you happiness, and what does balance look like to you. And you can just do this by writing it down. I love doing a little bit of a meditation or sitting in silence first. Now, when you do this, get away from that phone, get away from the computer, go somewhere else and do this. And prioritize what you need to really focus on, whether it's in your personal life or your business life. Take that time away and just write down what's important to you. Now, a lot of us in business have a blended life, and I love doing that because I love switching things around in my life and making my own business hours. But when we're living in overwhelm, we keep adding to our list and adding to our list. But once we gain this clarity and we know and we are aware of what's important to us, we can prioritize our lives, our work, our business, and we feel more in control. And you know what? It feels good. It's like a weight lifted off our shoulders, and it gives us that bounce back in our step. So once you have that clarity, the next step is to say no to things that don't align with us. I love the word no. So saying no, sometimes we don't like to say no because we feel obligated. We have we feel might feel guilt, we might feel fear of saying no. We don't want to get that person mad. You can say, well, that person depends on me, or that person has done things for me. Now I feel obligated to do things for them. But once you're clear, saying no to things that don't align with you will give you back your time and energy to do the things that are important to you. That is so important. We really must protect our time and our energy. So, if someone asks you to do a commitment or a project or a task, give yourself some time to make that decision. Just tell them, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. I used to have this roommate. I'd come home and she'd be sitting in the dark. And I'd be going, what are you doing? And she taught me an amazing practice. When she was asked to do another project at work, she would sit in the dark and just silence. And she would say to me, she goes, what I'm doing is seeing how this fits in my life, whether it aligns with what I want, and if I can visualize myself doing it. And from there, I'll make that decision. And that's an amazing practice that she taught me. So this doing something like this prevents us from making decisions based on fear or lack of time to decide. And if we're not in the right frame of mind to make that decision, we're giving ourselves that time. Remember, overwhelm a lot of times can lead us to confusion or unfocused, and it isn't the greatest time to make a decision, especially when you're giving away your time and energy. Now, when we're in overwhelm, one of the things we need to do is calm our thoughts down because we are living in that fight and stress is high. And things like meditation, sitting in silence, journaling, or I love tapping. And by the way, I'm going to do a tapping session for overwhelm next week. A thing I hear from my clients a lot, which really gets to me, is I don't have the time. Well, as a coach, I love to dig into why do we put ourselves last? Why don't we give ourselves the time to create more balance and happiness in our lives? I know I grew up in a European household, which was not so great. Women were taught to serve, and we were taught to serve everyone first, and we came last. Well, you know what? Doesn't work for me anymore. Now, if we take care of ourselves first, we become a happier, more balanced human being, and we become better partners, mothers, wives, business partners, business owners, employees, and the list goes on. Now, if we don't take the time and we continue down this overwhelm road and we keep adding to our plate, we're heading for burnout. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because I help women avoid burnout in their lives. So my name is Denise Eckert, and I do help women living in overwhelm, stress, and burnout create a happier, more balanced lifestyle. So if you're looking for help and want to create a happier, balanced lifestyle, please book a free call with me today. What I offer here is a free coaching session, and what it does is helps move your needle forward into happiness and balance. And next Wednesday, I will be doing an overwhelm tapping session for you to use.